you first came here,
Yeah.
not working, like not as a teacher. So
Yeah.
how much did you save before you came here?
When I came here by myself, I think I brought with me
What's up, idols? It's Cece Lesson 3. Welcome back to my channel. Bitch! See? So for today's video, I'm here with Afro Boricua. I know y'all have been seeing her a lot lately. It's the first time with the pink. It's red here, but it's pink in real life.
It's actually pink.
It's pink, yeah. So one of the questions I get asked the most is the cost of living in Korea. How much should I save before I go there? All that good stuff. So I lived in Jeju and Taean, the countryside. She's been in Seoul. So I figured it might be helpful to do like a cost of living in Korea, country versus city. And just kind of go through like how much you should bring if you visit. And we're gonna do 5 categories. It's gonna be groceries for the month, rent, bills, utilities, all that good stuff, fun, and transportation. So I'm gonna tell you what I spend in the country, and Bria is gonna tell you what she spent in the city. So you live in Seoul.
Yeah.
We're not gonna get too specific about where. So how much is your rent for this apartment?
So I live in a 2-bedroom apartment, and I pay $1,000 a month. And it's different from in America because in America usually you pay like first and last month's rent, and that's it.
Evictions are a lot more difficult in Korea. In America, you a month late, you
They'll
gotta
kick you
go.
out. But in Korea, they can't really do that, so they require key money. So it can range. The lowest I had to pay, which was in my old apartment, was just 2 months rent actually, which was really nice because they were used to renting out to foreigners. Here actually my deposit was 10 grand.
You had to pay that?
No, I was funded by my school. So my school gave me the deposit for my apartment, but most schools don't do that. So like if you come here as a teacher, don't.
Wait, just this one or the last one?
The last one didn't. I had to pay it myself. But my key money was low, so it was okay.
So my rent in Jeju, I had a 1-bedroom studio and it was $500 a month. And it was a brand new one, so I had to put a $500 deposit down. And then my second apartment in Taean was $420 a month. Speaking of per month, what about utilities per month here in Seoul?
Utilities here are based on usage, which is nice. You don't have a flat rate. The only thing we have a flat rate on, I think, is our Wi-Fi now. Some places include it in there. Like some places will include like water and gas in the rent. Water, gas, electric. Heat in the winter. So that one's always the biggest. So that bill, like I think our highest bill was like $250. It was very, very high. But our lowest bill is like $3. So, and that's usually like most of the year. Air conditioning bill will be different in the summertime versus the heating bill in the winter. So, but yeah, I would say utilities in Korea compared to the States are super, super low, especially like Wi-Fi and stuff. It's very, very cheap.
As for my utilities, we did have to pay a $50 maintenance fee every month.
Oh yeah, I have maintenance fee too.
You do too?
I have mine is 70.
And my utilities, in the winter they're higher because of the ondo. There were a few times where I would leave it on and not realize I left it on until I got home to an oven. I think the winter months, the highest my utility bills ever got was like maybe 99,000 won. Not that bad. And then the summer is cheap. And then in my second apartment, I started to use a space heater, and that saves you a lot on heat.
Me too.
So my winter month bill went from like 99 to like 49. And next we can move on. Grocery. Now this is where she's gonna be more useful because I don't cook and I don't shop that much.
Yeah,
Bria, she cook. Okay, so take it away. How much do you spend per month in groceries? Shopping.
It depends on where you're shopping. So yeah, like if you're shopping at like Lotte Mart or like your local grocer, I would say I do that more on like a weekly basis, and I would say every time I go, like if I get everything that I need for the week, it probably costs me like between 75 to 100 bucks. Oh, and you can order your groceries on coupons.
Oh yeah.
Too, and they deliver. That's what we've been doing for the last couple weeks because I just didn't feel like going to the grocery store. And I live on top of a hill on the first floor with no elevator, so.
When I didn't shop at all when I lived in Jeju because I only had a mini fridge. So I could barely fit food in there. So I didn't really shop.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. I have a bigger fridge than most people usually.
In my second apartment, I had a normal size fridge and the grocery store was right there. So I would go once a week. And I would say each week in the countryside, I probably spent like 80 bucks on groceries for the week. Okay, next category, transportation. because you take the train every day.
Cheap.
And I'm sure, yeah, this will be a short category because
Yeah,
it's so
it
cheap.
is. On the subway, I take the subway every day, usually to and from work, unless my coworker drives me, and it automatically charges to my card. I don't have to worry about filling up my T-money. I think my monthly bill now is maybe between $70 and $90.
Now for me, commuting in the countryside was a little different because with this whole program, you're supposed to make 1.5 million won a month. But because they literally had me working on the opposite side of the island from where I lived, they gave me an extra 100,000 won per month to cover my transportation. I would estimate each month when I lived in Jeju, it was pretty pricey because I had to take a long ass bus journey. I probably spent like, I would guess like $98 a month. When I lived in Taean, it was cheap as I don't know what because I was literally walking distance from the bus terminal. Only had to take one bus there and it's only like $1 each way. It was only like $1 in the country.
Buses and subways here are gonna be cheap.
Yeah,
always.
so transportation is not something you really gotta even give a second thought to. Fun. I did not have fun in the country. I literally spent all my free time having fun in Seoul. So we're gonna talk about Seoul.
Yeah.
This is when we used to hit up the club like every weekend.
Okay.
Go out to eat, go to different like cafes and
But
split it.
clubs, most of them don't have entry fees, but like if
Especially
it's
for
a
girls.
popular, but if it's a popular club
And
and it's later that
some
you're going,
only foreigners have to pay.
yeah.
Remember when I said in the clubbing video that I talked about, and I said it was 20,000 won to get in the boom bar, but we never had to pay because my friend knew the promoter. Bria.
Like, and it's not even good. It's like, be nice to the bartenders if you meet the like usually the managers are there
And they'll
during the
invite you
shit,
back.
and they'll invite you, and I can literally message them on Kakao
So,
like,
hey,
yo,
y'all
I'm
coming
outside,
over?
and they'll be like, okay, come let her in. Like, she was like, how much money should I take when we go clubbing? And I was like, $20. She was like, what? And literally we went out. The only time we spent money was when we bought food.
And then we do things like we just went to the Delight Seoul. This is really pretty interactive experience. What are those things, like 19?
Those were 20.
20? Okay.
Based
And
on
most
what
museums
it
are
is.
free.
Mhm.
And then if you want to go to like Everland, for example, I've never gone where I had to pay full price. I've been 3 times and it was all during Chuseok. And foreigners get half off during Chuseok for Everland and Lotte World. If somebody's coming here for a month, how much should they bring for fun?
For 1
Would
month.
you say for 1 month? Because I mean, when you're visiting, all you're doing is having fun. But you first came here, not working, like not as a teacher. So how much did you save before you came here?
When I came here by myself, I think I brought with me, okay, actually that's not even the correct way to describe it. So I should have saved more. I ended up spending a lot of my mom's credit card. She was not happy about that. But if I look at like how much money I realistically spent, it was probably for 3 months around 4 grand. I would say if you're gonna come for a month, I would budget at least 2 grand.
Does that include the plane ticket?
No.
Not including the plane ticket.
No. I stayed here for 3 months. I paid $450 a month in rent. I bought all my own food. I lived in Itaewon, so I was going out all the time. And I would probably say in the 3 months, I spent around 4 grand. So if you come for 1 month now, I would say just to be safe, like to make sure you don't run out of money, 2 grand is the best because actually it'll be higher in Korean won.
Because like people ask me this question, like how much did I save? But I never was in a position where I had to save because I came here first for the 2 years to teach. So I was coming here to make money. And then when I come bum off at her place, since you know I'm lucky enough to have YouTube, I kind of make money still like while I'm like here and stuff. So I've never had to save. I just have to cover my plane ticket and like the first few weeks, I guess, until I can start making money or doing something. So. Okay, and I also asked my friend who is a native Korean man what he spends per month in every category, being like not a teacher, just to get a feel for what the average Korean spends here. He said, it's just an estimate, so don't take it like for gospel. He's like, I'm sorry, I did my best. So he said his apartment for rent is 550,000 won a month. He said for food, he doesn't buy groceries. He said he just eats out every day and he spends about 7,000 won on each meal.
That makes sense.
That times like 3, 21 a day was 21 times 31. Or 30. I was an English teacher, I don't know math. For transportation each month, he said about 100,000 won. He said for fun each month, about 200,000 won. He said, but I also work often and I don't have much fun. So country rents between 420, actually even lower. I've met people who rent was only like 280,000 won.
I mean, I know people in Seoul, but they also live in a shoebox. So.
Yeah. Transportation for me in the country was about 90,000 won a month.
For me, 70 to 90.
Wow, that's a little cheaper. Food for me per month was probably like 120 total on average, I would say, in Jeju and Taean, like factored together.
If you go out a lot in Seoul, 200 or like 150 a month if you just eat out.
Utilities, bills. For me, approximately per month, no more than like 70,000 won a month on average, including the maintenance.
My maintenance is 70, but it's different for every apartment,
Yeah.
so I wouldn't
Some
factor
don't
that
even have
in.
it.
Yeah. 5,000 won to 20,000 won, and then for the ondol or the air conditioner, it's really how much you use it. Like if you don't turn on your air conditioner in the summertime, you're not gonna have a bill.
Yeah.
If you use just a space heater or you don't use your ondol in the winter, which is stupid because Korea's freezing and your pipes will freeze, so actually
Yeah,
you do have to have it on.
on.
So for that, it can range drastically. Like I've had a bill that was like $25, I had a bill that was $250.
And the last category of fun per month. That's where I spend most of my money, I think, having fun in Korea. Because like if you come as a teacher, your school is gonna pay your rent. If you're coming to like just rent a place, that's why we gave you the numbers. Yeah.
So I would say for a weekend of fun in Seoul, like in popular places like Itaewon, Gangnam, or Hongdae, I would budget like maybe 1 to 150.
All right.
Just don't spend all your money. Be wise. That's the thing. Korea will quickly suck you in because everything looks cheap, like clothes, shoes, food, and it will stack up.
All right, guys, that is it. I want to thank my homegirl Bria. Check out her YouTube, Afroboricua, and her Instagram, Afroboricua_303. Yeah, thanks for watching. If you did, I hope this was helpful. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Annyeong.
Bye.